All right, I am new to this track, and here we are at Temple Hill, at the end of the day, end of a long day. Everyone seems to agree this is a tough track. So here's the start. It's a right sweeper. Surprisingly, they've got this hill here in Temple Hill. It's full of sand. So I mean, this may not be what go well for me. It also has the word hill in its name. So here is the right sweeper. This is where Kevin Benoit fell right there after pulling the hole shot. They lost that water pipe right there, and it was leaking. He hit some water, went down in front of everybody, took Drew Adams down and Tyler Medallia, and I think Devin Smith too. I gotta get some speed. This is what I wasn't doing last week. And Kevin managed to come back to 4th. Drew Adams from dead last all the way for the win. So that was impressive. We got to see the real speed of him on a real tough track. Looks like they've had some equipment on the track, but anyway, Tyler Medallia went down. Turns out he had a bent rotor, had no front brake, over jumped, landed, hit his head on the crossbar somewhere in the bars, and it's a little loopy. So he unfortunately had to pull out. I'm not making this. Okay, so you get a good look at the hill. Check that out. I mean, it is flat as flat can be here, except for this one hill. So this is nice for photos. And we're gonna cruise down here. Like I say, they've had some equipment on here, unfortunately. I'm a little late with my rope. I also don't have my foot clipped in. Oh, here we go. Yeah, shoot, they did it to me again. These people work too hard. They're already out here fixing, I'm mentally air quoting, the track. So as you can see, a lot of sand, or sand-like, kind of like Sand-Lee, Deschambault, elevation, me breathing hard. Again, like I say, no warm-up, instantly redlining. Not a good, this isn't a good look for YouTube, but shows you what the track's made of and what I'm made of, unfortunately, or not made of. I really wish they hadn't hadn't dragged this. Oh, but yeah, through here, you got to get back on the seat. You can manual through these. Your speed kind of dictated when you would start double jumping. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I'd gotten out here earlier, I would have had some firm ground. But these jumps here along the pits, talking to Julian Cerny, says they've been like this since he used to race here back in the day. The wind can be so strong, and man, you gotta be really careful. It can blow you into the pits. And there's an example of a square edge that the first go around with the equipment didn't get. I'm gonna go wide because it looks like they didn't get it out here. I'm gonna go really wide. So I'm off the track. Now here, as I'm gonna head in there, this is a section where Drew Adams had made the pass on Kevin Benoit in the second moto, launched over here. I'm just gonna kind of limp my way on here, and we'll see. See, there's a big hole. Maybe they did it so so you wouldn't see the holes on my video. Conspiracy. But anyway, he crashed, flew into here, down he went. Oh, see if I can make it up this. And apparently hit his head pretty good. And that was it for him. So now we'll try to get some speed here. Yeah, that's so thick, it's really slowing me down. Shoot. Now guys you could hit this, and if you felt like you get on the brakes quickly enough, you would jump and either land in the corner or land with your back wheel short, you know, use that entry as some brakes. Saw some guys go up there, I think they were locals. If you come in there fast enough, you know, if they're doubling, you could use this, and as you came around the corner, in your mind you think, I'm coming into it quicker, I'm gonna pass this guy. I don't think it works all that well, but people tried it, right? So then, the thing is, you go too close to the wall, and there's a wall. And like I say, they have tilled this up, not deep, but enough so that's really making me on a non-electric assist bike really struggle. I mean, part of the point of this too is to just show you how tough it is. I mean, I could go grab someone's full-on electric little motorcycle thing, but I don't think that's fair. So I'm going wide here, probably a bad idea. But there you go. Now here's, again, look at the rollers though, and that cliff. Just spectators are all up there on that fence line. Daryl Murphy was up the top of that tower. I went up there a couple days ago. I gotta admit, the climb wasn't so bad. Coming down with all my cameras, there's a chance I was gonna fall to my death. Paul Kingsley went up there too. Someone said it was a bit exciting. And I'm not gonna make this. I know it looks like nothing because Calgary looked like nothing on my video, but this is deep enough and I'm just spinning my wheels. As you can see, the footsteps. I got a little downhill now. Again, as you can see, we're in the middle of it out here. Over there are the Rocky Mountains. But we're on the only hill east of the Rockies till you get to Northern Ontario. That's an exaggeration. Now check this out. Coming through here at speed. I mean, I was talking to Al Dick, and we both agreed it's just a rough and tumble, rough, tough track. I mean, of course, we're talking to Al, who raced in the 1980s, as did yours truly. So we had different equipment, we had different expectations, let's put it that way. So things just got rough, and we left them. I want to say, and we liked it, but in hindsight, we probably would have preferred someone were grooming it. But now here, unfortunately, we've made it to the spot where Dylan Wright crashed. Many of you have obviously seen it now on the replay from the broadcast. But he came around here. Boy, you can see that kind of, not a kicker I wouldn't call it, it's just a square edge, a G out right at the face of that. And some of my speed to be like, oh, big deal. But going Dylan's pace, it just launched him up over the front. You saw him let go of the bike, crashed in here in a heap. And the bike, the video stopped. I was actually over by the mechanics area when it happened. The video definitely shows the bike following him, but cuts out as he kind of goes behind the trees and stuff too. So end result, we're back to an ambulance in here. Put Dylan on a backboard. He was moving around, but he was coughing. Big contusion on his chest, so probably ribs, maybe a lung. Word on the street, he was knocked out a little bit. So, you know when Dylan doesn't hop up and get back on his bike, it's something's happened. But anyway, he was moving, like I say, coughing. So we won't know the results for a little while. We'll certainly let everybody know when we know, and I am not going to climb that. Where can I go where they didn't till? Wow, they're effective tilling. I'll give them that. I'm gonna go beside the track. You guys see that water truck lane? I'm gonna take that. You get the gist of it. This is the far side. Pits, pro pits are behind me. Amateur pits and spectators are up over that hill. Raymond is right up there. Lethbridge is farther up there. Fernie's over there. Calgary's up past that. And let's go see what happens here. But yeah, like I say, this is pretty cool to watch too, guys. Just getting a lot of speed coming around here. Just leaning back on the bike, flying up. Oh great, I found sand too. How did I find sand? Oh no, I found sand. Okay, so you can, oh sorry, this is gonna take long. I'm gonna have to fast forward this a little bit. But as you can see, you can just picture riding that, leaning off the back, manualing through it, trying to do a little pre-jump there, getting over the top of this. I think, we'll see what happens on the other side of it. Up to the top, here's where a lot of the spectators were too. And during the W-can, the announcer dude, he got up there on top of that, on top of the water tower, do some announcing. He didn't make it up there today. He was over at the end of the start line, start straight. So unfortunately, he didn't see any of this part over here from where he was. So that kind of sucked, but he did what he could. So as you can see here now, if you could pre-jump that, you know, drop into this gully, hit the next one, because this next one's where the fun starts. This is kind of that straightaway that everybody was taking videos and photos of. My slow motion ones were from up here, the triple. I'm gonna try. No, I'm not making it. I'm just not making it, guys. Yeah, next, I can't remember Manitoba if I used an electric bike or not last time. It was 35 Celsius though, so I don't know. So now you can see, there's the biggest, that jump come up, land there. Nice little tabletop here. Drop into this gully, all the spectators over there. You would land here. And I think this was the tabletop some of the guys were talking about that might have been too steep for people going pro speeds. Is that Oliver? Was that Oliver? For people going pro speeds. I think they left it, but this didn't cause any troubles at this point. Oh, look at that square hole there. So I can make this. See, I mean, I could roll. If they hadn't tilled this, I'd be cruising the whole thing. Is that Kyle over there? Kyle, you didn't start me.
I know, brother. I've been working.
He's working. This is going even worse than Calgary. They tilled it.
Yeah.
Okay, now right here is the kind of the show triple. Unfortunately, this is where Nick Collins got hurt. I think he, busted a femur, unfortunate compound fracture. I think there's a T5 kind of maybe compression or something. So anyway, it's pretty big when you look at it, but and it also goes on a bit of a corner, so you got to kind of, it's kind of nice. It actually kind of makes you want to do an oppo. So some of the guys are doing nice oppos, certainly Julian Bennick, but right here too. And I'm sorry, I know it's Pat Shippett's better half, Michelle. She crashed here in the women's race, over jumped the double, landed on the flat in there with both wheels, ended up whiskey throttling, came off here, bike shot out one way, she went the other, landed down in there. And I know she had some previous injuries like bad ankles and things like that, missing some time off the bike, but she got herself pretty banged up. I know, I think it induced coma, but not because of brain swelling, just because of breathing and stuff for her throat. She kind of, her sternum kind of had some, anyway, sounds like she's doing well. Nick Collins, him as well, he landed in here. I think something happened, he ended up hitting the face of the third, went in here. This is where he landed. His was a compound femur, and like I say, if this whole thing was left, I'd be just rolling through it. I mean, it'd be rough as heck, but I'd be able to ride it. So unfortunately I can't. So then you come around here, and this will take you to the straightaway that goes up to the mechanics area. But like I say, they've made it next to impossible for me. Yeah, if it was, oh, I'm sorry, we have to get to the finish line first. And they made a cool option here. These guys were going here. I know Dylan, this is where Dylan Wright fell on that one moto. Tipped it over right there, had to come back and catch Jess again. Had to do all that work again. Some guys will come flying around the outside here and down here towards the finish line. That's what we'll do. Let's go around this thing. Here's Alec up there. He's the go-to guy. You need anything, you just ask Alec. Anything at all. It doesn't matter if it's his job or not. He'll take the time to help you. He'll find the answers. There he is. He loves it. He loves it.
Right up the steep line, Billy.
Well, they tilled it. They tilled it on me. Oh man. Okay, so that's the finish line jump. Unfortunately, not much of a show jump. Not much could happen on that. So we didn't really get any fun jumps. You know, not too much you could do off that. Taking the inside here. Ah, there's the culprit right there. It's their fault right there. And this was cool, high speed. This is where Viviana Contreras crashed. Again, like I say, high speed coming through here. Again, just hanging off the back of the bike, flying through here. And this is where the start catches up again. But she came through here and crashed, trying to close in on Alberta. Managed to get up and get fourth. So, man, she took a hard one, but she fell hard. And that's it, up there to the mechanics area. That's where the starts up with it. That was a lap of Temple Hill. Again, I'm gonna have to start doing that before I do my walking through the pits, if they're gonna do tilling work on it, because I could not get around. Here comes the tractor. That's gonna do it, guys. See you next week in Manitoba.